Hello, 9th graders! This is Teleradyo Eskwela, tara na! Welcoming you to Mathematics 9. We are glad to be with you in this new normal journey of schooling through radio broadcast. I am your Teleradyo host, teacher Miss Pajan Campo from Tagum City National High School. And I would also like to thank our radio partner, Hope Radio 107.1 DXHS, where we are airing our lessons for junior high school. Thank you for your generosity. And today, you will be learning another exciting topic, a lesson particularly in grade 9 mathematics, quarter 2, module 3, combined variations. Before we begin, I would like you to get your modules, your notebook, and your writing pen, and be comfortably seated in the comfort of your homes. This topic will be brought to us by our radio teacher, Mrs. Rosella A. De Liva from Tagum City National High School. Stay tuned and be one of a kind math talino student.
Hello, dear students. I hope you are all safe and well wherever you may be while listening to our program. Now that you are all settled in your homes, kindly bring out your pens and notebooks and secure your learning materials, especially your Mathematics 9, Quarter 2, Module 3. Here are our learning objectives for today. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to illustrate combined variations, translate into combined variation statement a relationship between two quantities given by mathematical equation and vice versa, and solve problems involving combined variation. You have already learned about direct variation, inverse variation, and joint variation. Can you recall their definitions? Great job! There is a direct variation whenever a situation produces pairs of numbers in which their ratio is constant. For two quantities, x and y, an increase in x causes an increase in y as well. Similarly, a decrease in x causes a decrease in y. On the other hand, an inverse variation occurs whenever a situation produces pairs of numbers whose product is constant. As one variable increases, the other variable decreases in proportion and vice versa. Meanwhile, joint variation is a variation where one variable is not enough. In fact, one variable depends on the other two variables, making a mathematical trio. Joint variation is similar to direct variation, but involves more than one variable. Before we will move on with our main topic, let us study these three mathematical statements and translate into mathematical equations. I will give you 5 seconds to answer. Are you ready now? Let's begin. Number 1. Translate this mathematical equation. Use k as the constant of variation. X varies inversely with y. X varies inversely with y. You have 5 seconds. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. What mathematical equation have you arrived? You are absolutely correct. The mathematical equation is x equals k over y. What relation is involved in this item? Yes, it is inverse variation. Question number 2. Translate this mathematical statement. Z varies jointly with x and y. Z varies jointly with x and y. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. What mathematical equation have you arrived? You got it right. The equation is z equals kxy. This equation illustrates a joint variation. Question number 3. Translate the mathematical statement. D varies directly with R. D varies directly with R. Your 5 seconds starts now. Time's up. What mathematical equation have you arrived? You are correct. The equation is D equals KR. This equation represents a direct variation. Did you get 3 answers correctly? Excellent! You are now ready to proceed to the next part of the lesson. This time, let us discuss what a combined variation is. Combined variation is another physical relationship among variables. This is the kind of variation that involves both direct and inverse variations. For example, the sales of a product may be directly proportional to the amount of money spent on advertising the product, but inversely proportional to the price of the product. A combined variation is described as a situation where a variable depends on 2 or more variables, and one varies directly with some of them, varies inversely with others. The statement, Z varies directly as X and inversely as Y, means Z equals K times X over Y, or K equals ZY over X, where K is the constant of variation. To fully understand combined variation, let us try to translate the statement into mathematical equation. Remember to use K for the constant of variation. Let's get started. Number 1. Translate this statement into mathematical equation. T varies directly as A and inversely as B. What is your answer? Well done! The mathematical equation is T equals K times A over B. Number 2. Translate the statement into mathematical equation. Y varies directly as X and inversely as the square of Z. What is the mathematical equation? You are right. The mathematical equation is Y equals K times X over Z squared. Let us proceed to number 3. Take note that this statement involves steps for you to arrive the mathematical equation and the value of the variable. If Y varies directly with X and inversely with Z, and Y equals 25 when X equals 10 and Z equals 2, find Y when X equals 18 and Z equals 9. In solving this kind of problem, follow these steps. Step 1. Write the general form of combined variation. Step 2. Plug in the given values of X, Y, and Z to solve for K. Step 3. Apply the properties of equality to find the value of K. Step 4. Plug in the values of X and Z to find the value of Y. Let us now apply these steps. Step 1. Write the general form of combined variation. So Y equals K times X over Z. Step 2. Plug in the given values of X, Y, and Z to solve for K. The values are X equals 10, Y equals 25, and Z equals 2. So from Y equals K times X over Z, it becomes 25 equals K times 10 over 2. Step 3. Apply the properties of equality to find the value of K. From 25 equals K times 10 over 2, multiply 2 to both sides. So it becomes 2 times 25 equals K times 10 over 2 times 2. Simplify. So it becomes 50 equals 10K. Divide both sides by 10. It becomes 5 equals K, or K equals 5. Hence, the general equation is y equals 5 times x over z. Step 4. Plug in the values of x and z to find the value of y. The values are x equals 18 and z equals 9. From y equals 5 times 18 over 9. Then to y equals 5 times 2. Simplify, thus y equals 10. Were you able to follow the steps and arrive with the correct answer? Excellent! Let us move on to number 4. Take note that this statement involves steps for you to arrive the mathematical equation. So be sure to follow. In a camp, there were 25 girls, 10 boys, and 2 teachers. The number of girls G varies directly as the number of boys B, and inversely as the number of teachers T. How many girls were there when there were 18 boys and 9 teachers? This problem is an example of combined variation. To solve this problem, let G be the number of girls, B be the number of boys, and T be the number of teachers. The problem can be stated too. G varies directly as B and inversely as T. If G equals 25 when B equals 10 and T equals 2, find the value of G when B equals 18 and T equals 9. Let us apply the same steps in solving problems involving combined variations. Step 1. Write the general form of combined variation. So G equals K times B over T. Step 2. Plug in the given values of G, B, and T to solve for K. G equals 25, B equals 10, and T equals 2. So from G equals K times B over T, it becomes 25 equals K times 10 over 2. Step 3. Apply the properties of equality to find the value of K. From 25 equals K times 10 over 2, multiply 2 to both sides. So it becomes 2 times 25 equals K times 10 over 2 times 2. Simplify. So it becomes 50 equals 10K. Divide both sides by 10. So it becomes 5 equals K or K equals 5. The constant of variation is 5. Hence, the general equation is G equals 5 times B over T. Step 4. Plug in the values of B and T to find the value of G. The values are B equals 18 and T equals 9. From G equals 5 times B over T, the equation is now G equals 5 times 18 over 9. Simplify. So G equals 5 times 2. Thus, G equals 10. Therefore, there were 10 girls when there are 18 boys and 9 teachers. Were you able to follow the steps and arrive with the correct answer? Great job! Now, let us have a short activity to determine whether you have understood the combined variations. I want you to get your notebook and your pen and let us have our assessment. There will be no choices, so you have to be very quick in providing the answer. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1. Translate the statement into mathematical equation. P varies directly as T and inversely as the square of S. Translate the statement into mathematical equation. P varies directly as T and inversely as the square of S. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. The answer is P equals K times T over S squared. Did you get it right? Very good. Let us proceed to the second question. Y varies directly with X and inversely with Z. If Y equals 12 when X equals 4 and Z equals 3, find Y when X equals 8 and Z equals 9. Y varies directly with X and inversely with Z. If Y equals 12 when X equals 4 and Z equals 3, find Y when X equals 8 and Z equals 9. You have 15 seconds to answer. Time's up. The answer is K equals 9 and Y equals 8. If you got it, great work! Let us proceed to our third and final question. Question number 3. The volume V of gas varies directly as the temperature T and inversely as the pressure P. If the volume is 230 cubic centimeters when the temperature is 300 degrees Kelvin and the pressure is 20 pounds per square centimeters, what is the volume when the temperature is 270 degrees Kelvin and the pressure is 30 pounds per square centimeter? The volume V of gas varies directly as the temperature T and inversely as the pressure P. If the volume is 230 cubic centimeters when the temperature is 300 degrees Kelvin and the pressure is 20 pounds per square centimeter, what is the volume when the temperature is 270 degrees Kelvin and the pressure is 30 pounds per square centimeters? You have 20 seconds to answer. Time's up. The answer is 138 cubic centimeters. Did you get it correctly? Excellent! And that wraps up our lesson for today. For your assignment, answer Letters in Hands of your Quarter 2 Mathematics 9 Module 3. Kindly put your answers in your notebook for checking at the same time set in the weekly home learning plan. That is all for today. Stay tuned for a new lesson next week. Let us turn you over now to Teacher Mizpa. Until next time.
Thank you, Teacher Rosella. That ends our lesson for today. For you to understand our topic further, you may do the exercises provided in your module. You may also have an advanced study of your topics to prepare yourself for your next lesson. Remember that the key to mastering mathematics is constant and diligent practice. This has been your Teleradyo host, Teacher Miss Pajen Campo. Keep safe, everyone!
TV High, dito sa City High. Makisabay, matuto't maglakbay sa TV High.